Hey man, so supposedly, bro, this dude went to the Bahamas, pooed on somebody. Then hours later, he was found unalive, bro. R.I.P. to him, but let's get into it.
When I looked at the photo they showed me, my son was bitten. He was traumatized. His face is damaged. His teeth has a lot of fraud. His hair that he normally takes so much pride in. He spent a lot of money in my products. He takes a lot of pride in his hair, full of sand. That tells me they beat my son down in that sand. I need justice for my baby. I need justice. That would never have been how he would have done himself.
I feel for you.
Yes, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Spoke to his brother and his cousin, who can't believe
that's him.
He's dead.
My heart just...
Wait, hold on, let me see. Bro, this dude, he don't look like he would spit on nobody, though, bro. It don't look like he would spit on nobody, bro. It don't look like his dude would spit on nobody, bro. No cap.
Who can't believe he's dead.
No, respectful young man, bro.
Shattered. You know, I just couldn't believe that this could happen to somebody who's like my age.
Right.
Jasmine George is a college student at Bowie State University. This past weekend, she got the shock of her life after her family informed her that her cousin Denari was found dead on a beach in the Bahamas.
Wow.
George says Denari's mother believes his death is suspicious and someone allegedly beat him to death.
You know, if she says that he was beaten, and based on her assessment, he was. She said that his face was severely traumatized. You know, he was.
Oh my gosh.
This bruising, this swelling, like his teeth were damaged. You know, it was sand.
There was a time when the sea gave
what the hell is this?
And memory.
The family, what's up? You know what, family? Violation on your ass, boy. What the hell is this, man? You're supposed to be watching the goddamn video. We ain't want to watch this. Come on, family, lock in. Get your money, though. I understand that. Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Had visited the Bahamas with his parents, only to not return.
Damn.
But the bigger problem is that we're hearing 3 different scenarios on why this took place.
Why?
On how this young man had lost his life, rather. Now, Bahamas local news had mentioned is not even considering this a homicide, saying that this young man had allegedly drowned. And the mother has came out and said that her son seems to be beaten to death, especially after viewing the pictures.
Right.
But the local authorities in Bahamas said they was looking for her son. Hours earlier, they had a report that he allegedly spit on one of the staff members at a restaurant he had attended on the resort. Today we go over this story. We pay our respects.
Definitely.
We talk about all public information, and we see where we stand today, and let you guys tell me at the conclusion which scenario you think likely took place.
Let's get into it.
Before we go over this one,
I don't just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Fan meet Denari McAlmont, 23 years old, from Bowie, Maryland, which is in PG County in Maryland.
Yeah.
Which also known for Bowie University or the iconic theme park Six Flags.
Okay.
And on the first week of April of 2025, Denari and his parents had decided to go to the Bahamas for vacation. And just for FYI, a non-stop flight from Maryland to the Bahamas is a little under 3 hours. Now fam, I also want you to know that the U.S. State Department maintains a level 2 travel advisory for the Bahamas, advising travelers to, quote, exercise increased caution due to crime, including violent crime like armed robberies, burglaries, and sexual assaults.
For travelers headed to the Bahamas, the U.S. State Department has issued a new travel warning since there's been an increase in the number of sexual assaults and violent attacks on tourists in parts of the Bahamas. Nassau and Grand Bahamas are the worst areas. Tourists are reminded to use extreme caution and be aware of their surroundings.
Yet and still, Denari and his family still decided to visit the Bahamas. They stayed at 4-star hotel, the Royal at Atlantics, located at One Casino Drive, Paradise Island in Bahamas. Now, the Atlantics in the Bahamas is full service. It's not a traditional all-inclusive resort, but it does offer all-inclusive packages and dining plans that cover some of your meals and activities.
Depuis que je t'ai vu, je ne pense que ma pieuvre. Va-t-elle oublier après toutes ces heures? Elle m'attendra là où nous nous sommes.
Alright, enough of this, man. Another motherfucking violation. We don't want to see all this. The family. What's up today, man? What's up? Lock in, twin. What's up, twin?
Having dinner with his parents.
Yeah.
When he left and grabbed a jacket and explored the resort just before 9 p.m.
Right.
The next day, April 5th, 2025, Denari was found dead on the beach on Paradise Island in the Bahamas.
Right.
The resort officials had questioned his mother on where he was as they accused him of spitting on several staff members inside a restaurant. The mother had quoted, "The police said they were looking for him because he apparently had spat on some staff in a restaurant," end quote. The loving mother said her son's phone location was not working before she filed the missing person report. She also quoted, "She could not cooperate with the resort's allegations against her son." Officials searched the resort until her son's body was discovered on the shoreline on Paradise Island with no sign of life. Just after 5:30 a.m. April 5th, according to the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Now, the Commissioner of Police, Shantae Knowles, revealed that authorities are awaiting the autopsy report before speaking further on this matter.
Well, first, I can't say for certain the nationality, but what I would like to say first is to express my condolences to the family. We pray that God would comfort them during this difficult time. We understand it is a difficult time for them, and we will certainly do our best to get answers. We are investigating this incident. However, we are waiting for the autopsy to be completed for us to determine the cause of death.
Right.
We won't be able to speak further on that incident until we understand exactly what it is that we're looking at.
So no comment on like the search efforts that led authorities.
Not at this time. We want to make sure that we have the correct information as to what may have caused the death before we go any further with that.
A jet ski.
Now, shortly after, Denari's mom was informed, and she was able to see photos of the alleged scene, and this was her response.
When I looked at the photo they showed me, my son was bitten. He was traumatized. His face is damaged. His teeth has a lot of fraud. His hair that he normally takes so much pride in. He spent a lot of money in my products. He takes a lot of pride in his hair, full of sand. That tells me they beat my son down in that sand. I need justice for my baby. I need justice.
Oh, bro.
That would never have been how he would have done himself. Yes, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
Today is April 10th, 2025, and tomorrow will be the 11th, and from the 4th, that will make a week. And still to this day, the local police in the Bahamas is still waiting the alleged autopsy report. But the local Bahamas media has said that police has now deemed this not a homicide, which draws more concern from Denari's parents, who's now looking to get an attorney involved.
5 exclusive of Bowie family searching for answers after their son died during a family vacation at a resort in the Bahamas.
And tonight, our Shamari Stone spoke exclusively with the mother from the Bahamas.
Tonight, 23-year-old Denari McCalmont's mother demands to know what happened to her son. How does a family vacation end in tragedy?
Yeah.
She says that he died 12 hours after landing in Nassau, Bahamas from Bowie, Maryland.
Shamari, my emotions are mixed. It's a little bit of anger. It's a little bit of frustration and a lot of pain.
Michelle McCalmick mourns the death of her son, Denari, at the Atlantis Paradise Bahamas resort. He flew here with his mom and dad on a family vacation, and they say he decided to explore the resort around 8:45 Friday night.
Right.
Hours later, she says staff members inquired about Denari's whereabouts. Denari's parents say the location sharing service on his iPhone was inactive, and the Bahamian police showed up.
The police said that they were looking for him because apparently he spat on some staff in a restaurant.
But his mother says she could not confirm that allegation. She and her husband searched the resort, made a missing persons flyer, and say police came back early Saturday morning saying Denari is dead. His face, she says, was unrecognizable, and he appeared beaten to death, found on the resort's private beach.
What is going through your mind tonight?
Why did I bring him here? Why? What could I have done differently to protect my child and keep him safe, that he would be alive today? That is what is going through my mind, Shamari.
Fox 5 reached out to the Atlantis resort and they responded saying, quote, "We are deeply saddened by the passing of one of our guests. Our thoughts and condolences are with the guest's family and loved ones during this difficult time. This is an active police investigation and we are fully cooperating."
I would expect nothing more than a full and thorough investigation.
We also reached out to Bahamian authorities and we are waiting for them to get back to us. Meanwhile, a local news station in the Bahamas is reporting that this case is not being classified as a murder. Officials are waiting for a result of the autopsy. As for this family, well, they tell me that they plan on finding an attorney who specializes in international relations. Again, they are waiting to see what happens with this investigation. I'm Shamari Stone. Back to you.
Now, as we head out of here, Denari, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, bro.
Love and condolences to your family.
Definitely.
Fam, as more developed, you know I'm going to keep you guys updated. It just makes you wonder what truly took place that a man ended up losing his life less than 24 hours after going out the country, and what took place inside that restaurant that made him spit on one of the staff members.
Bro, if he did spat on one of the members, bro, you know what I'm saying? First off, that's not the territory. You don't know none of these people. That's their territory. Fourth, you can't just go around spitting on anybody. You know what I'm saying? You do that in America. Yeah. Really depends on who the person is, but most likely they're going to try to unalive you, bro, if you spit in somebody's face. That's just the biggest sign of disrespect right there. And fifth, bro, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. That is crazy. Fifth, I don't believe he spat on somebody, but I'm not going to get deep into it because that's not my job to do it. I'm just a reactor. I just say what I think and what I feel. Nothing else, but if he did spit on somebody, bro, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't your territory, bro. You was not supposed to do that, bro. You know, you got to show signs of respect, bro. No matter how bad somebody, you know, whatever they did, bro, they don't get a reason to spit in their face, bro, unless they pushed you, punched you. Yeah, for sure. But I don't even know what would be the reason why they spit in your face. What was the restaurant? Who got spit in the face? Who? Y'all let me know. Brodusky.